Today, we're going to talk about multiple streams of revenue. We've been talking about it for the last two or three shows, and I'm doing this for a reason. We want to make sure that we give you, the listener, good information as to how to build additional income. This is Financial Freedom Radio, and we want you to achieve financial freedom. Stay tuned.
From Philadelphia, the home of the Liberty Bell, Financial Freedom Radio starts now. Here's your host, Raymond Jewell.
Well, today we're going to continue with our series on Financial Freedom Radio of multiple streams of revenue. But I want to thank you all for coming and downloading. We're having a slight little technical difficulty here today, so bear with us. We want to also ask you to please share and like our shows, because we build our reputation on referrals, and we would like for you to pass this on to other people and have them subscribe. And please ring the bell, because that makes sure that you get notified when our shows go live. So again, I tell you, we're having some technical difficulties. I don't know if Steve can come in here and talk.
Steve can come in.
Is that you, Steve?
That's me, Uncle Ray. And stop bringing attention to all my technical glitches.
You're breaking up a little bit, but
Well, only on your end. Everyone hears me fine on my end.
Okay, well, that's important that you're here. That everybody hears me on your end.
Yes. Yeah, we're having some technical glitches today. I'm going to apologize up front if things don't run as smoothly as they normally do, but I think I can work. So let's go.
Yeah. So we're going to continue. Steve was giving us some enlightenment into multiple streams of revenue. Let me tell you why we're doing this. There's a lot going on in the world today, if you haven't noticed. And, if you haven't noticed, you're probably living under a rock, because what? There's a lot of political stuff going on, and the economy's gone crazy. And depending on how the election goes, we're going to have to redo our thinking financially. We've had a good 4-year run, and that can be put in jeopardy. So we need to talk about protecting you and making sure that you're insulated against these problems that could occur. And one of the ways of insulating yourself is to make sure that you've got other streams of revenue. Because if the economy goes down, and chances are the predictions all say it will, if a Democrat gets into office. I know that people think that there's one that's been elected, but the whole picture has not settled down. And for those of you that are scholars of elections, you know that the state legislatures can call this in favor of Donald Trump. If all that lines up, it's not if it doesn't, then Joe Biden will get it. Either way, you have to posture yourself. If Trump gets in, your economy is going to maintain the same as it's been doing in the past, even though we had the downturns for COVID. But if Biden gets in, predictions are you're going to see a downturn in the economy, because the tactics that are run by Democrats are inflationary, and they are postured in a way that will cost you money with higher taxes. And I don't need to go into all that, but just make sure that you're protected on both sides. And one of the ways of protecting yourself is to have another stream of revenue. And today we're still talking about multiple streams of revenue, and Steve is explaining his Amazon business and eBay business that he uses and makes money through arbitrage. Now, arbitrage is when you buy a product at a low price and then you sell it at a higher price. Some people find issue with that, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's the free market doing what it does, working at its best. So when you buy a product at a lower price and you take it to Amazon or eBay and you sell it at a higher price, you make a profit. Some areas you'll make more of a profit than others. And he's explained Amazon takes a cut, but yet they've got a huge platform and it covers the world. I don't know if he sells all over the world or not. We'll let him explain that when we get him in here. But eBay, on the other hand, is a different marketplace. So he leverages each marketplace to suit his business and to net the highest possible revenue he can. And there are people doing this all across the world and making really nice incomes. And it's one way to do it. Another way is network marketing. And in the past, we've talked about that model. We can revisit it at some point. But in insulating yourself against economies that can drop, and if we get into this COVID thing, it's another round of COVID, and they shut down, lock down the people, the businesses are going to go under. They're already talking about in some states locking them down, and the businesses will suffer, and people will be unemployed. So we don't want to see that happen, but some states seem to believe it's better to do that than others. So that being said, that's pretty long-winded, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, you kind of went on for a bit there.
So let's wrap up your arbitrage, Amazon and eBay business, and can you explain and kind of wrap it up for us so that we get a good idea, if they're listening to all three shows, get an idea as to where to go and what to do and how to get this information?
So everything, I'm not sure. That was kind of a broad question, really where to go with it. But if you're looking to just kind of wrap it up and summarize it, you know, the goal is, I started this with no money, and that was one of the big appealing things. You know, one of the reasons people go for this type of business or a network marketing business as opposed to a franchise or opening a brick and mortar store is because of the small upfront capital. Um, but I always tell people, you know, this is the easiest business to start because of the low upfront costs and the fact that chances are most people have stuff in their attic, in their basement, in their closets that they no longer need, they no longer want. So you already have the inventory. It's really just a matter of take it out, uh, find the best market. I don't recommend people start with Amazon. If you're going to start down this road, and everything I did was all YouTube learning. You know, watch YouTube videos, retail arbitrage on YouTube. Getting started with eBay. It's very simple to get started. You literally take something, and if you use the eBay app on your phone, it's even easier. The website can be a little bit tricky to set up a new product for sale on eBay, but you can literally use your phone and in less than 1 minute have something listed for sale on eBay. So I recommend everybody, if they're going to take this as an opportunity to get started, is find little things that you no longer want or need, list them on eBay, find one that's being sold already, and get an idea for what the prices are going to sell for. And everything that's sold on eBay says sell one like this. And if you hit the button that says sell one like this, then all the information is pre-filled in for you. All you have to do is put in a description of your particular item, your shipping, your price, and then hit list, and it's done. So listing on eBay is super simple. The challenge is going to be when it sells, you actually have to ship it. Now, I have a full-blown shipping station with all kinds of accoutrements, but that's been built over time. It started literally, and Ray likes to make fun of me, dumpster diving for boxes and packing materials. I would go behind a GameStop First off, I don't advocate dumpster diving unless you check with your local authorities whether or not it's illegal. In Delaware, it's not. So I went there and I grabbed boxes of different sizes and packing materials, bubble wrap, hair pillows, and craft paper, stuff things in, and I just stocked up on it. If you don't want to do that or you're not comfortable doing that, when you buy something from Amazon, carefully open the box, carefully save the box, save all of the packing materials. And if you don't even want to go that route, you can go to USPS.com, go to the post office website. They will literally send you boxes for free that cost you nothing. But the priority mail boxes, which means you pay more for them. But I mean, it's a way to get started. And then box up your item. Use your regular printer to print out a label. Cut it out with a pair of scissors. When I started, I used Scotch tape, literally Scotch tape, to Scotch tape the label onto the box. It was very janky, but it worked, and it got me started. And the money that I made, I kept reinvesting into buying my own boxes and buying my own packing materials and buying my own bubble wrap. And I bought a thermal printer that prints peel and stick labels. So it's all about getting started, getting the ball rolling, getting the feel for the process, getting a couple of wins under your belt. My son has started doing this now, and he loves doing it because he says, I'm sitting at my job and my phone goes off and I just made money. I wake up in the morning and I look at my phone and I've had 3 sales overnight. So you can literally make money while you sleep or make money at your real job. So once you get bitten by that bug, then you have to have the discipline to take the money, reinvest, and keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm at a point right now, I'm very blessed, where I just last week checked rather, and I've done $30,000 in sales this year alone. And I've actually started, I just got off the phone today with a wholesaler. So I've gone from eBay to eBay plus Amazon to now I'm looking at getting a wholesale account with a company where I can actually buy new products at wholesale prices and start reselling that way. So it's all about scaling up over time at a pace that you're comfortable with. And literally, this has been a self-building business. My son is the best example. I didn't keep track of these numbers, but he did. He started with $50, and I think he's up to over $500 or $600 now. He's been doing it like 2 months. So it's one of those things where it will over time get bigger. He's just taking that money and reinvesting. So the 500 becomes 1,000, 1,000 becomes 2,000. So it's not difficult to do. You just actually have to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've done very well, and yes, I will own the dumpster diving comment, but I literally had pictures of
throwing it away.
I literally had pictures in my mind, Steve, in a dumpster with feet hanging out.
No.
Trash coming out.
You know what's funny? I'll tell this embarrassing story. This is kind of embarrassing. The place where I would normally go, they had a dumpster where I could literally reach to the bottom. And I could grab things that I needed to grab. And then they got taller dumpsters where I couldn't reach in very far. So I literally took a wire, I took a wire coat hanger, right, that you hang your clothes up with. And I made a straight long hook and bent the hook over so that when something was at the bottom of the dumpster, I could literally grab the coat hanger and fish it out with the hook on the end of it. And then one time, so this is again about the evolution. Then one time I actually lost the coat hanger in the trash can. So the next iteration was a coat hanger with a hook on it that wrapped around my wrist. So I put it on like a big giant long claw, and then I fed it through my fingers so I couldn't lose it. So it was wrapped around my wrist, metal bar through the claw. So I had like this arm, this metal hook arm going down into the dumpster to fish out bubble wrap and craft paper and things like that. But hey, they're throwing it away. I'm conserving, I'm recycling. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
And I'm still waiting for my my pilot joystick for flying the airplanes.
Yeah, so that's an inside joke, right? No one's gonna get that.
So anyway, so the reason for going through this again is to reiterate that we're in some turbulent times right
Yes.
now, and we need to make sure that we're prepared financially against anything that can happen. You know, people that went unemployed for the lockdown, the past lockdown that we had, suffered financial setbacks. You don't need to do that. There are many places that you can go to build multiple streams of revenue. And if you're interested, just get in touch with us and we'll be glad to point you in the right direction.
Right.
And Steve also does network marketing. But I just think I'm a fan of the arbitrage instead of, network marketing. I've tried that, but I'm not a big fan of it.
Ray, let me just jump in with one thought that I just had that I think is kind of important. If this is a very good point for people to think outside the box. And here's what I mean. When we had the first lockdown in March, what was the number one thing people were looking for and they couldn't find? Say it. Toilet paper.
Oh yeah, toilet paper.
The great toilet paper shortage of
How soon we forget.
Exactly. But then once everything got over with, people ignored it and they went back to the normal lives. Guess what Steve didn't do? Steve learned that this happened once, this could happen again. So guess what Steve now has an entire closet full of that he doesn't have to worry about this problem in this lockdown. I got a closet full of toilet paper. Every time I would buy one, I'd buy two because I learned from the past. And the reason I bring that up is we went through the lockdown once.
Yeah, my wife got all the toilet paper too.
And we learned that our jobs and our livelihoods are very fragile. Okay. And how many people, because of that, took the opportunity to make sure, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. How many people took the opportunity to protect themselves from losing their job or losing their income? I bet most people did. And my point in bringing that up is it looks like we're heading in that direction again. If you had a job and you managed to keep your job, are you going to be able to keep your job through the second one? Did you learn from the first one how precious and how fragile that paycheck is and how the loss of one paycheck is going to set you back? That's why we did our pieces on budgeting. That's why we did our pieces on multiple streams of revenue, because we are about to enter a dark winter, according to some people, where if you didn't learn from then, you're in big trouble now. So this is the best opportunity to start looking for other ways to protect yourself. And I just wanted to share that thought because it's like it's so many people didn't learn their lesson the first time.
Is that a question? I could barely hear you.
No, it wasn't a question. It was a statement. It was simply that, people didn't learn their lesson. And it's like, here's your chance. I'm telling you, it's going to get worse before it gets better. If you don't take an action now, you're going to regret it later.
Yeah, I think your microphone's been cutting in and out on you.
Again, it sounds great on mine.
Okay. So
I hope. I should check that. I shouldn't say that without checking.
We're going to wrap this up because of our technical difficulties, and it's
Probably
either breaking up on my end or your end. I don't know which. But for everybody that's listening, multiple streams of revenue is one of the areas that you need to pay attention to. And again, if you want information, please contact us. I think we have a link that's raymondjewel.com.
Oh, that
/ what is it, calendar?
No, hang on. I hit the wrong button. Here you go.
Meet / meet. And just leave a message there. Even though it's setting up an appointment, you don't have to do that. Just type in a message in the time slot and we'll make sure we answer you.
You can
leave your email.
You can also email info@financialfreedomradio.com.
Okay, good. That's technical background stuff that I don't understand.
Just email an address.
Okay, it's just a new email. I didn't know we had that.
Mean it's cutting out.
Didn't know we had info at financialfreedomradio.com.
Oh, now you're echoing. This is a bad episode.
Anyway, I want to thank you all for coming and downloading. And, there's a good book that I put out that you may want to grab a hold of, Why the Rich Are Rich. And we advertise it at the end of this show. So anyway, we'll see you back here next week, financialfreedomradio.com. Take care. God bless.
Thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast. If you want to learn how to create real sustainable wealth like the extremely rich people do, or maybe you just want to sustain the wealth you already have, you need to check out Dr. Ray's new book, Why the Rich Are Rich. Ray's been coaching clients for 35 years and has completely unlocked the secret strategies that rich people use day in and day out to grow and sustain their wealth, regardless of what's going on in the economy. His book is completely free, and you can get it by going to whythericharerich.com and entering your email address. Again, that's whythericharerich.com. Head over there now.